Good evening, keepers of the flame and students of the human heart. You have arrived once again at the gates of Mr. Magazine, the only digital observatory where we look past the blinding lights of the paparazzi to find the gentle, flickering candles of true human connection. In a world that thrives on noise, scandal, and the chaotic fragmentation of relationships, we are here to document the moments of quiet repair and profound joy. Before we step into the secret garden of tonight's story, a narrative of innocence, legacy, and a love that seemingly refuses to fade, I must ask you to perform the rituals that sustain this community. Verify your subscription. Ensure the notification bell is tolling for you. And, for those who wish to walk the inner path with us, please consider clicking the Join button. Your patronage is the foundation upon which we build these monuments of truth. Tonight, we turn our gaze away from the red carpets and the film sets, directing it instead toward a secluded neighborhood in Istanbul. Here, behind the high walls of a private residence, a celebration took place that has reignited the hopes of millions. Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin, the duo whose chemistry once set the world on fire, were seen smiling again, not for a camera crew, but for a little girl named Mavi. It is a story about the healing power of family, the innocence of childhood, and the undeniable magnetic pull between two souls who, despite everything, still find their way back to the same table. If you believe that the most beautiful stories are the ones told in whispers, press the like button now. Let us enter the celebration. To understand the significance of this event, one must first appreciate the setting. This was not a gala, it was a sanctuary. Hande Erçel, a woman whose life is often consumed by the public gaze, curated a birthday celebration for her beloved niece, Mavi, that was a masterclass in understated elegance and protective love. The venue, the family home, was transformed into a realm of pastel dreams. Reports from the few privileged enough to witness the scene describe an atmosphere bathed in natural light, where the decor did not scream with opulence but rather whispered with affection. Balloons in soft hues of lavender, mint, and blush floated like clouds against the ceiling. A round table, the ancient symbol of unity, sat at the center, laden with a cake that was less a dessert and more a piece of edible art, adorned with figures from Mavi's favorite fairy tales. But the true decoration was the atmosphere itself. It was a space designed to shut out the world. For a few hours, there were no stars, no icons, no tabloid fixtures. There was only an aunt, a friend, and a family gathered to celebrate the passage of time for a miracle named Mavi. Hande's aesthetic touch was visible in every corner, from the tiny, hand-picked flowers on the cake to the commemorative cards placed at each setting. It was a labor of love, executed with the precision of someone who knows that memories are the only luxury that truly matters. And then, there was the photograph. In the age of social media, images are often disposable, scrolled past in a fraction of a second. But every so often, an image captures a frequency of emotion so pure that it arrests the viewer. The photo released from this celebration was one such artifact. It featured the holy trinity of this specific fandom, Hande, Mavi, and Kerem. The composition was simple, yet the subtext was oceanic. They stood together, not as colleagues or former lovers, but as a unit. Mavi, the innocent center of their universe, was flanked by the two people who have defined a significant era of Turkish pop culture. The viral reaction was instantaneous. The #the cutest couple did not just trend, it exploded. Fans across the globe, from Brazil to Italy, analyzed the body language, the genuine smiles, and the ease with which they occupied the same space. It was a tableau vivant, a living picture of domestic bliss. For the fans, this was not just a birthday photo. It was a proof of life for a relationship they had mourned. It sparked the inevitable question, has the fire been rekindled? While no press release was issued, the visual evidence suggested that the embers were not only glowing but perhaps burning brighter than before. In a world of PR stunts, this felt dangerously, beautifully real. If Hande was the architect of the event, Kerem Bürsin was its alchemist. Known for his charisma on screen, Kerem revealed a different facet of his personality within the walls of this private party, the devoted family man. The rumors surrounding his gift to Mavi speak volumes about his character. He did not simply walk into a toy store and purchase the most expensive item on the shelf. That would have been easy. That would have been celebrity. Instead, reports indicate that Kerem crafted a gift of profound sentimental value. He took a story, a specific narrative he had sung to Mavi in the past, and transformed it into a physical book. He became an author for an audience of one. This gesture transforms the relationship from a distant aunt's boyfriend to a deeply involved father figure. It shows a man who listens, who remembers, and who invests time, the most finite resource, into the happiness of a child. But he did not stop there. In a moment that has been described as the highlight of the evening, Kerem shed his cool leading man persona to don the mantle of a superhero. Imagine the scene, the handsome actor, disappearing into another room only to re-emerge in costume, performing a skit for the delight of a toddler. The laughter that ensued, the pure, unadulterated joy of Mavi, was the greatest applause he could ever receive. This willingness to be silly, to abandon his ego for the sake of a child's smile, has cemented his status in the eyes of the public. He is not just a star, he is a guardian of joy. While Kerem brought the laughter, Hande brought the heart. The bond between Hande Erçel and her niece is well documented, but on this day, it took on a spiritual dimension. Mavi is not just a niece, she is a legacy. She is a living connection to the maternal line that Hande cherishes so deeply. One of the most emotional moments of the evening was captured in a video that has since touched the souls of millions. It showed a montage of Mavi's life, from her first breath to her current steps, narrated by Hande herself. The voiceover was not scripted, it was a prayer. "You are our miracle," she whispered. In that whisper, we hear the echo of everything Hande has endured. We hear the longing for her own mother, and the fierce, protective love she pours into Mavi as a result. Hande's dedication to her family is her anchor in the stormy sea of fame. The message she shared, "Family is the best," was not a cliché, it was a manifesto. It was her way of telling the world that despite the magazine covers and the awards, this is her true north. We must pause here, in the glow of the birthday candles, to address the elephant in the room. The reunion. The presence of Kerem at such an intimate family gathering is not a trivial detail. In Turkish culture, as in many others, you do not invite an ex to a small family birthday unless that ex is something more, or is becoming something more again. I turn the question to you, the insightful community of Mr. Magazine. Do you believe that two people can transition from lovers to friends to family so seamlessly? Or are we witnessing the soft launch of a romantic reconciliation? Is the bond with Mavi the glue that kept them together when everything else fell apart? Pause the video. Share your analysis in the comments. We read every theory, every wish, and every observation. Your perspective completes the narrative. And while you are typing, do not forget to click join. Help us continue to bring you these deep dives into the human side of stardom. As the evening progressed, the celebration moved from the structured to the spontaneous. New details emerging from the inner circle paint a picture of uninhibited happiness. The video of Kerem dancing with Mavi is perhaps the most potent symbol of this joy. Holding the little princess in his arms, spinning her around as she laughed, a sound described as pure melody, Kerem was visibly at peace. These are the moments that do not make it into the press releases but are etched into the memories of those present. The family photo was just the stillness, the dance was the motion. Fans on social media have already crowned them with the title they so desperately want to be true, the perfect family. And let us not overlook the behavior of Hande. Witnesses describe her stroking Mavi's hair, looking at the scene with a mixture of pride and contentment. Her words to Mavi, "May your life always be full of beautiful surprises," could easily be a wish for herself as well. After the turbulence of the past few years, perhaps this quiet evening in Istanbul was the surprise she needed most. All good things must come to an end, and so too did this celebration. But the narrative continued even as the guests departed. The paparazzi, those ever-watchful sentinels of the night, were waiting outside. They hoped for a slip-up, a frown, a sign of tension. Instead, they got smiles. Hande and Kerem were captured leaving the venue, and the natural ease of their demeanor spoke louder than any interview. They did not hide. They did not run. They got into the car together, united by the shared experience of the evening. This departure sparked a fresh wave of rumors in the tabloids. Is this the confirmation? Asked the headlines. Are they living together again? The silence from their camps is deafening, but it is a comfortable silence. It is the silence of two people who know who they are to each other and no longer feel the need to explain it to the world. Whether they are officially together in the romantic sense or simply bound by an unbreakable spiritual tether, one thing is clear: they are a team. As we close the book on Mavy's birthday, let us carry with us the image of that round table, the pastel balloons, and the three smiling faces. In a world that often celebrates the breakdown of relationships, it is a privilege to witness a story of reconstruction. Hande, Erçel and Kerem Bürsin have shown us that love is not always a straight line. Sometimes it is a circle, bringing you back to the place where you belong, right in time for a birthday cake. We will continue to watch, to wait, and to hope. But for now, the message is simple: family is the best. If this story warmed your heart, please subscribe to Mr. Magazine. Like the video to spread the positivity. And if you wish to support stories that matter, click join. Until the next chapter unfolds, hold your loved ones close and believe in miracles. Good night.